Hi guys, welcome to the Market Code Breakers. My name is Leon, where I break down one asset for you every single day, giving you the key levels and the key ranges that you need to pay attention to going into tomorrow's session. Yesterday I broke down the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq today, based on the information that I gave you in yesterday's video, the link is going to be in the description. The ranges that I gave you yesterday came into effect beautifully today. There were so many trade opportunities based on those levels, and I am a funded trader with Top Step, and I took some trades based on those logics. So I'm going to break down what I said to you yesterday, and then after I've broken down what I said to you yesterday and the trade that I took based on that, then I'm going to break down some key levels for you to take forward in gold for tomorrow's session. So let's get into it, guys. Oops. So these are the levels for gold that we're going to review in a minute. But before we get into that, I want to break down exactly what happened on the Nasdaq. So in yesterday's video, I spoke about this red range, and I spoke about this purple range, and I spoke about this range below, and I talked about this dead gap getting filled. I call this a dead gap because there's no ranges in between. There's nothing really that can interrupt price in this region. So when you get to these points, they usually fill them pretty quickly, and that's exactly what they did here. So I'm a funded trader with Top Step, and I have 2 express funded accounts, and I've also passed another evaluation today based on all the information that I gave you yesterday and the levels. So I managed to make $805 on 2 accounts, so that's $1,600 in total, plus the $1,500 I made on the evaluation on Top Step. So as you can see right here, you've got my entry and my exit. This is on my funded accounts, and you'll see why I entered here after such a precise reaction here. This is the reaction at one of the levels that I spoke about yesterday, and yeah, they just played them ranges absolutely beautifully. So let's show you that. So as you can see, the Nasdaq, we've got this red range, this purple range, and this further blue range. Now, the trade that I took that you've just seen on Top Step was in this region, and it was after price broke down and then worked its way through this red range. Now, I was expecting some sort of reaction at the lows of this red range, and like I said yesterday, the best places to take the longs are at the lows of this range if you get a good reaction, and the best places to take the shorts are at the top of these ranges if you get good reactions, and we got exactly that today. So I took a long on this one, and this is what netted me $805 across 2 accounts. And then in yesterday's session, we were speaking, price was here, and I was speaking about this red range coming into play in Asia. Now, Asia opened up, and what I said to you yesterday, I said if they want to move prices higher, then they will break free, they'll get up into this region, and then they'll retrace to this, confirming that they don't want this purple range, and they will shift out. They never did that. They retraced, but they never confirmed that they don't want to play this range. So all the time that price was up in this region, you would have been valid to run shorts, knowing that they're going to come back to this point. Now, this would have had to have been a target just in case they did want to confirm that they didn't want to break any further down, and then you'd run the longs from. You may want to run some longs from there. But basically, I said if they wanted to confirm prices to go up, they'd retrace to this point and they'd send it higher. They didn't retrace to that point. So at all points given yesterday, up until the New York session, they hadn't confirmed that they wanted to go higher. So shorts was good based on this knowledge. And then so that was one good trade opportunity. This is how I passed my evaluation, because I took a short in this region up here, and I managed to take about 150 ticks on that. It was 2 contracts in on the short. I managed to take about 150 ticks, which just took me down to there. I didn't need to make the whole way down. I just got what I needed, and then I was out of the trade. So what happened then in the New York session? I spoke about this red range, and you can see quite clearly how precise they had behaved at this red range. So the first instance, they reacted from the lows of this red range. Now, let me just get the arrows on. They reacted from the lows of this red range. Then they came up to the midpoint. They did some stallage. Then they went to the highs. Then they went back to the midpoint. Then they went back to the highs. After you've seen them come from the midpoint to the highs, back to the midpoint, back to the highs, you'd have been very well then to take a short, fully expecting of them to come back to the lows, which is what they did. And then once they broke free of the lows, I mentioned that once they break free of this point, I'm expecting this dead gap to get filled. That dead gap got filled. then they came back up. They reacted from the highs of this blue range, and they were basically saying, at this stage, we don't want this blue range, so they went back up into the red range. So again, that was another long opportunity that you could have got there, to the midpoint, back to the lows, back to the highs. It's the same thing that they were doing. They was playing this red range, and they gave so many opportunities. If you'd had these levels marked off from yesterday, so many opportunities you would have got. You would have got this one. They broke into it. They retraced to it. Continued to the midpoint. Take your profits. You could take the midpoint back to the lows. Take your profits. You could the lows then all the way up to the highs. Take your profits. So many beautiful trade opportunities that came from the levels that I gave you yesterday. And this is what I mean when I say these are the ranges that they're using. Like, it's clear and obvious when you're starting to see this, that this is what they are doing, and these are the points that you need to pay attention to in your charts. Yeah, so fantastic day for Nasdaq, fantastic day for me trading as well. I hope you guys also had a good day trading. If you didn't, if you struggled in any way, then definitely start paying attention to these levels and these ranges. Be careful with them, just make sure you're cautious with them, wait to see reactions. But like I said, there's so many trade opportunities. I gave you so many different assets last week. I gave you gold, Nasdaq, S&P, and oil. No, I didn't give you gold, I gave you Nasdaq, S&P, and oil. I broke down those three assets at various points throughout the week. And all the levels that I gave you during last week's videos all came into effect in one way or another. So many good trade opportunities. Some of the trade opportunities that you would have got was over 900 ticks worth. Phenomenal trade opportunities. And I broke it all down for you, what I expect to see. And in the day after, when the session started, what I said would happen actually happened 90% of the time. The few times where it didn't, you still got good reactions at these points. These levels still came into effect. Okay, so this is why I break them down for you every single day, trying to give you the information that will allow you to make better informed decisions in your trading for the following day session. So yeah, great day for the Nasdaq. So I said that I wanted to break down oil in gold on yesterday's video. So that's what I'm going to do for you right now. So there's a few ranges, that I want you to pay attention to. Now, you remember I just spoke about this dead gap. We're actually in the dead gap zone right now. Now, unfortunately, New York didn't manage to clear that gap, but it's okay because Asia might just do that. They might not, but this is a scenario that you want to pay attention to. So before we get into that, I want you to mark off these ranges. This bigger blue range, this got played by New York. They broke in, they went to the midpoint, they went to the highs, then they went back down to the lows. And then when they started to make their way back up, they didn't want to break into this orange range. That's them signaling, we don't want this orange range, we want lower prices. Again, they broke down, they came back up, again rejected that orange range. We don't want them higher prices, we want lower prices. That's what they're saying when they're doing this type of behavior. So if that is going to be the case, and they do want Asia to move price down, then the scenario that might happen is you would get them sort of breaking down, perhaps retracing up to the lows of this blue range, confirming again that they don't want these higher ranges, and then they would break down into this region. But before any of that happens, guys, based on everything that I've told you how they behaved at the Nasdaq, those are the types of things that you're looking out for. So nothing has changed. To mark off these, I want you to get your Fibonacci tool. You need to click 0, 0.5, and 1. You need to extend lines right, and you need to highlight the background just so you can see. Make sure each and every range is in a different color. That way then you can clearly see which ranges they're playing, which ones they're rejecting. You can start to build up the story in your mind of what they are trying to achieve. And then you can take trades based on that logic. So first of all, let's get this orange range marked off. It starts the highs at 2,645.4. The lows of this range is 2,632.1. This blue range, which is, I don't know if it's bigger or not, it's just in a slightly different position, but this blue range you need to mark off the highs of 2,641.8 and the lows of 2,627.6. And then this lower range down below, 2,616.7 to the lows of 2,608.7. Yeah, or 0.6, 0.7. Give or take 1 or 2 ticks. Try to make sure that they are pretty much accurate to the numbers that I give you, because the precision is what matters. Because you can see on the Nasdaq. Now the gold is a different Nasdaq asset, but I've just showed you on the Nasdaq the level of precision that they work with when it comes to these ranges. Gold is a little bit of a different asset. It takes more money to move it, and with it requiring more money to move it, you get slightly less precision sometimes. When they want to be precise, guys, they will be precise. There's no question about it. But on the whole, overall, you may get slightly less precision. But it was precise here, extremely precise here. They was precise here. They precisely rejected it here. You know, they are precise when they want to be. They broke below it. They retraced to it, confirmed they don't want this blue range right now. Very precise. Okay. So those are the ranges I want you to take forward into gold for tomorrow's session. Now, like I said, I expect this gap to get filled. If Asia do it and then they might start to work this blue range. Pay close attention to the levels in that range. If you're starting to get a reaction from the midpoint back up to the highs and then react from the highs, you know, potential places to run a short from to target at least maybe the midpoint. Just let them confirm to you which ranges they're playing, and then you can be more informed on your trading decisions. So those are the levels that I want you to take forward into tomorrow's session based on gold. So if you've enjoyed all these levels so far and they help you to visualize what is really going on in the markets, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you share it with your friends, guys, because what I give to you is certain truths of the market, truths that a lot of people think doesn't exist, precision that people think doesn't exist. They think the markets are random. They think this, that, and the other about the markets, but I prove to you every day that the markets are not random, and this is how they're moving the market. So share this video with your friends, guys, and share the information with them, because I want everybody to be profitable in the trading, and I want them to have the right information on the charts to be able to make the best decisions. So please subscribe to the channel and share this with your friends. Thank you all for watching, guys. It's been another great video. Hope you've all had a good day's trading. I hope you have another good day trading tomorrow with the information I give you for the Nasdaq and this on gold. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you all for watching. Bye for now.